Injuries are something that any physical sport deals with, and basketball is no exception. But in today's world, you don't really see any career-ending injuries, or a lot of them at least, for the reason of how technology has advanced over the years. But these guys got their career ruined by injuries. So here are 7 NBA players that got their career ruined by injuries. Greg Odin. Greg Odin was undrafted first overall in the 2007 draft, and deservedly so because he was a beast in college. So when the Portland Trail Blazers drafted him first overall, he had a lot of hype going into the NBA. However, his knees couldn't hold on, so he just played 82 games with Portland in a 5-year span. However, he did try to make a comeback with the Miami Heat in 2014, but things didn't work out for Odin. We never got to see Greg Oden's full potential because of injuries, but if he never got injured, who knows how good Greg Oden would have been. Yao Ming. Yao is one of the tallest NBA players of all time. However, that came with a price of multiple injuries. He started his career without any issues. From the span from 2002 and 2004, he played 80 games and more. However, injuries kept coming Yao's way, and in 2010, because of injuries, he only managed to play 5 games. You heard me right, 5 games. And after all the injuries he suffered, he decided to retire from the NBA. But Yao was still a great player, and if you were able to see Yao Ming play when he was healthy, you were pretty lucky. Because who can guard a man who's 7'6" with a silky smooth jump shot? So in his prime, Yao managed to score 25 points a game, alongside 9 rebounds and 2 blocks. If he managed to do that while suffering injuries, imagine how good he would have been if he didn't suffer those injuries. Tracy Mcgrady. A former teammate of Yao Ming, we have T-Mac. And just like Yao, injuries to T-Mac weren't rare. However, T-Mac did manage to play 16 seasons in the NBA, but when T-Mac was in his prime, he was a beast. In his prime, he averaged around 32 points per game, with 6.5 rebounds and 5.5 assists, and almost 2 steals a game. He played 75 games in his prime season, which is one of the most games T-Mac has ever played in one season. However, he didn't always play 75 games, because in 2009, because of injuries, T-Mac only managed to play 6 games. Yes, you heard me right, 6 games. He would end his career as a 7-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA team selection, 2-time scoring champion, and even won a 1-time Most Improved Player of the Year. If he was this good while suffering multiple injuries, just imagine how good he would have been if he didn't suffer those injuries. Derrick Rose. In his prime, D-Rose was no joke. Before a tragic ACL tear, D-Rose averaged 21 points a game for 5 seasons, where in his best, he averaged 25 points, 7.7 assists, and 1 steal a game. In that same season, he also won the MVP, making him the youngest NBA player to ever win the MVP award. However, after attempting a tough layup, Rose would go down hard and suffer an ACL tear. And an ACL tear isn't a joke, as a torn ACL has ended so many careers of professional athletes. But D-Rose kept on playing basketball after missing the entire 2012 season. But after the ACL tear, he wasn't the same. He went from being an all-star to an MVP to a solid role player that would often come off the bench. Today, you can see Rose playing for the Knicks off the bench. But if he didn't had that ACL tear, Rose would have possibly been one of the greatest, or even the greatest point guard to ever play. Sam Bowie. Sam Bowie is mainly known for being the guy drafted before Michael Jordan. Yes, Sam Bowie, out of all people, was drafted as one of the 2 guys drafted before Michael Jordan. But what most people didn't know about Sam is that he was actually a very decent role player. But luck would have it that Sam's career got cut short due to several injuries. In his prime, he averaged a good 15 points, 8 rebounds, and almost 2 blocks a game, where he played 72 games in that season. He played 10 seasons in the NBA, but it could have been more if he weren't so injury prone. Now, at one point, Sam did average 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks a game, but injuries would destroy that season because Sam would refracture his left shin when teammate Jerome Kersey landed on it as they chased down an offensive rebound, so he would end that season only playing 5 games. I'm just imagining how good Sam Bowie would have actually been if he weren't injury prone. Grant Hill. Just like many players on this list, Grant was amazing before injuries. However, a sprained ankle that happened when he got when he played the Sixers would unfortunately get worse after years and years. In his prime, Grant managed to get a stat line of 25 points per game, along with 5 rebounds and 6 assists per game. But after that sprained ankle, things just got worse. He did manage to get 100% from 3, but he only played 4 games. Another man down because of injuries. Bill Walton. Now, Bill is the only person on this list with a championship. He has not one, but 2 championships. One with the Portland Trail Blazers and one with the Boston Celtics. In his prime, Bill averaged 18 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game. However, due to injuries, we never got to see Bill Walton's full potential. If Bill Walton was healthier, he would have been in the conversation of the greatest center of all time. However, like all players on this list, his career was ruined by injuries. If injuries didn't get the best of Bill, I'm confident that he would have probably won more than just 2 championships.